just about time to get to our seats. Studio mode. Welcome to the Kino Korner. Sorry, trying to get weird today because, as you can see from the bottom right, we're talking about Bim Turton today.
Bim Turton.
Yes, Bim Turton. Creativity gone weird. I tried to think of something where I would be parroting the same title as fucking Charles Band because, quite frankly, weird can be used to describe a lot of directors.
Yeah, we're not doing like fucking David Lynch or anything.
That's just psychotic.
Or Cronenberg.
Timothy Burtony. Yes, Timothy Burtony. But of course, as per usual, before we get to Tim Burton, the main thing, there's a few bits of movie news, a few trailers to talk about. It's the usual preamble, and I'm going to say it twice here. Last episode, I mentioned the idea of starting a new segment with the collection. We're not going to have that segment this time because there's not as much time between episodes this time, and peek behind the scenes, this last week's been pretty damn busy. So I haven't had time to like make cards and figure out the fucking all the logistics behind that. So we're not going to do a thing today, but I still want to hear more feedback about the collection. The idea is what we believe the Criterion Collection should be. Basically, films that not there aren't just like good quality, but films that we need to preserve for the future. Films that have made somewhat of an impact. And these could be films that are just objectively good, things like Godzilla Minus One or some, but also films that, yeah, they're not exactly the best, but they were a landmark of film. They changed the game somehow. Things like how the first Matrix movie was a game changer for visual effects at the time. So because of that, that could be added to the collection. That's just something that we can these are movies that should be preserved. So, starting hopefully next week, or not next week, but hopefully next episode, maybe episode after, if we figure out logistics, we're going to start doing the collection, where we're going to add a movie or two to a growing list of movies that we, like the host and the community, think are the best of the best films that should be remembered going forward. Being them the best, the most fun, the greatest music, whatever it is. So, want to hear your thoughts on that, and I'll do another reminder of that at the end here. But let's kind of get into it here. New and recent films. I wanted to start with this because I have a feeling there's not a whole lot of new stuff to talk about that we've seen recently because there's not a lot of time between the last episode. Am I right in assuming that?
Well, I would have gone and done Furiosa, but I never got a chance to. I just didn't have time.
That's okay. If you have time, we could put that on the pin for next time. Like I said, there is one film I saw recently. It's not really a new film, but I decided to kind of like help me because it would also help me with this to get me out of my comfort zone. I am going to start whenever I'm like I have time during the week and I have like I'm on Netflix or just something just perusing. There's so many movies that I have a only a vague passing interest in. The kind of movie you say like, oh, I'll probably watch that later, and you never do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and it's like, oh, well, okay. I guess I just won't fucking watch that then. Understood.
Yeah,
Bye.
and I ideally like once a week, but obviously it's gonna vary. But whenever I have that free time and I don't know what to watch, I was like, what's a movie I'm only kind of interested in, and I'm gonna put it on, even if be it like just maybe I'm being surprised, maybe I'll be disappointed. Who knows? I want to try watch new things, and I started that watching a movie called Spies in Disguise. Have you heard of it?
Is that the Will Smith one?
Yeah, Will Smith, Tom Holland turns into a pigeon.
Yeah. I'm aware of that one.
So I was not expecting shit with that, but if I'm being honest, that movie was weirdly good. Like weirdly good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Because I heard it was like fine. Because I think a lot of people weren't. I say that. No, people were kind of a fan of Will Smith for a little bit there.
Oh yeah,
I mean, this is before the slap.
yeah,
But
no.
like, um, no, that although I didn't give a shit. But if I'm being honest, but yeah, no, I remember it was just, I didn't hear anything really, not negative or positive about it. I heard it was like it was fine.
And yeah, like fine is a good way to describe it. But I was expecting it to be just a bad movie, and because I got just
Uh-huh.
a fine movie, I was like, well, damn, that was damn. There's nothing really wrong with it. Like there, oh correction, there's one scene at the end that there's a
Yeah.
weird jump cut. Like it's a weird jump cut. Like you're like oh this we're gonna do here we go here everything's paced normally and then just oh suddenly you're in Venice. Wait, it literally feels like an actual like. Wait, how did? Did I fast
Suddenly
forward?
Venice.
Yeah, it's like I felt like I fast forwarded or like.
You're going to Venice.
Yeah,
That's worse than Brazil. You're going to Venice.
no, it was a weird cut. That's like the worst part of the thing in the movie I could think of is just a really bad cut towards the end there. But other than that, like, it's a kids movie. It's a lot of stuff's by the numbers, but I was pleasantly surprised by just how funny the slapstick was, how funny Tom Holland was. Like, oh man, I had a few legitimate laughs in this damn movie, and I was not expecting it.
I'll
No,
have to get that watch now.
like I said, you're not gonna get anything
Yeah.
groundbreaking out of it. It's just a fun little kids movie. But if you just go in just like expecting a fine movie, you're gonna get a fine movie. Fine time.
I do like the fine movies of the
Yes.
animated variety. But yeah, I haven't I never thought of giving that one a watch at all. It was like, oh, okay, that's a film, and then didn't bother with it. I just like the gif of Will Smith's character like getting into the car where it's like it's correcting your spelling of there to THEIR, and it's like has like apostrophe or the asterisk on it, like you're like you're correcting them, and he just gets in the car as it like slides by and all that stuff, and everything blows up behind him.
No, like there's that is if you don't mind me spoiling one of the jokes, like the one of the jokes does involve the car. Do you care if I
Okay,
spoil it? I
go
don't.
for it.
Okay, I apologize if you haven't seen it. I don't like doing spoilers, but this was it's a very quick joke and doesn't ruin the plot of the movie. But at one point, Tom Holland, Will Smith's pigeon, already a pigeon. They have to get out of here. Get in the car. Tom Holland just pops in into the passenger seat, puts on his heels, like, all right, I'm ready to go. It zooms out, and Will Smith's still a pigeon on the driver's side sitting on the street. He goes, oh, yeah, no, I'll just open the door. Like, that's funny.
That's hilarious.
That's a,
No, I love
like I
that.
said, there's a lot of little scenes like that. Like, okay, this is funny. Like, I wasn't expecting Spies in Disguise to be just such a as funny as it was, but I'm glad I watched it. That's really
Good.
the only new to me thing I watched recently. Well, that and Smiling Friends, but like there's I'd rather talk about Smiling Friends when the season is done, if I'm being
Mhm.
honest, because
Yeah,
that's a
it's so far been a great season. I've
absolute
been loving it.
yes.
It's fucking hilarious.
It is evidently humor that's not for everybody, but if you're into that kind of stoner humor, all I have to say to you is hello, daddy, hello.
You don't like what I like, then get off my show.
I ought to smash your. What do you say with the hammer?
I had to knock your block off, you little freak.
I'm also still cackling at Mr. Frog's presidential speech. Like, this is brought to you by Mr. This has been approved by Mr. Frog. Just kidding. I fucking hate you.
Just kidding. Fuck you.
Oh my god. Ugh. Damn, it's so good. Anyway, like I said, not a lot of new stuff. Just catching up on things that previously existed. So, move on to movie news. There's been a few things. Pull up Discord. I really thank you again. If you saw our last episode, we had Mr. Dr. Jones on here, and he has been doing the Lord's work on that one Discord, just posting movie and news and stuff. I'll be honest,
Yeah, he's been pretty great about that.
like
That's like the best way we've been able to.
yeah,
keep up with everything.
Like some stuff I look up, but like it's become like the first place I look, and I really gotta. If you're watching, you sexy piece of man meat, thank you. I mean,
Yes.
there's
No,
two.
not after the allegations.
There's actually three that caught my eye. Two that I don't think everyone will be interested in, but I think worth talking about. One is the announcement of a sequel to Batman Ninja. Oh,
Yes.
Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I know nothing about this, but I'm fucking sold. I don't care. I'm just you won me over the first time with that weird shit.
Oh, that was a good time.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. I loved it.
It, I just want to see how they like make everyone in the Justice League. If that's I don't know if this is like a Legion of Doom is Yakuza or if this is the Justice League like evil Justice League thing versus Batman. I don't know. There's like so many unknowns
Evil
about
Justice Yakuza.
I don't know. There's so
That's
many.
what I want. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know what I want. Whatever they make, I'll be there for it. I'll fucking watch it. I don't care.
absolutely.
Just hit me with whatever you got, with whatever they're cooking. Because I really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, it was one of the most non-Batman movies I've ever seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like tone wise, it had very little to do with anything else Batman because it was an anime first.
No, 100%. Yeah, no, and it went right with the fact that it's like, hey, we're the guys that did the like most of the intros for JoJo's, so this is what we're used to. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yep. Oh god.
AKA the rest of the movie.
Yep. Yeah, Batman Ninja. There's not a lot to talk about on that yet. I'm sold, but it's just gonna be one of those. God, this is so fucking weird. Let's fucking get high and what I don't know. But
Yeah, what's the yeah?
the other, it's not big news, but I want to mention it because I love and I hate this stupid pun. I love it, but I also hate it. Are you familiar with the movie Sky High?
Yes, I love that film.
So I know it came out during Arab Disney Channel original films. That's I could do that as a category one day, just the live action Disney films because quick side tangent, some of those were also weirdly good. Like think like Halloween Town, right?
That one was one of the better ones.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Sky High wasn't direct to Disney Channel. That was actually a full-on theatrical release.
Was it? Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so I straight up missed that then. I only saw it on Disney. But no, like that and it was a good movie. Like it wasn't like some groundbreaking piece of cinema. But no, it was a good kids like teens movie.
It was an important part of my childhood because I realized Mary Elizabeth Winstead was the best girl ever.
Hell yeah. Yeah, she was.
That was my awakening for that. I was like, oh, I see now.
But
And I've had a crush on her ever since.
so they're making a sequel to Sky High.
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling you know, and you're waiting for me to fucking say this stupid name. But
Uh-huh.
so yeah, the high school is Sky High, and the sequel where they're going to college, they're going to university, they're going to save you.
Oh my god, I get it. It's like, yeah.
My entire being just groaned when I saw that, but then I just fell into acceptance. Damn it, I'm gonna see it.
That whole movie was like filled with like cheesy shit like that too. So
Yeah.
it's like I love that.
Yeah, no, Griffin feels like burning things now.
Hit me with that cheese.
No, like when I saw that name, all I could think is, God damn it, I'm gonna see it. Fuck. Oh, it's so dumb, but
It's very dumb. I love it though.
but much like Babinyak, so we don't know much aside from that stupid plenty title, and if it's the same actors and same crew, quality of the film is probably going to be fine. Like it's going to be just a good movie, which is all we really.
That movie
wanted.
came out so long ago though. Like are they gonna have they're gonna have the actual actors and everything like reprising their roles?
That's what I'm wondering. It's like to me the only way it would do it to make sense is if the kids were teachers at the university. And if that's what they were
Yeah.
doing, I'm all for it. Because yeah, you're right. It's been like 20 years, right?
I think so. I think that movie came out that long. Let me look this up. I got you. 2005.
Yeah, just almost exactly 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, or hell, make it a joke. Make like most of them teachers, but make one of them just actually going to college as like an old person or something. Because you
Oh
can
my God.
no, like there's old people who go to college. It happens.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just think that that's just to be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna totally gloss over it. Like we're not even gonna like
right.
talk about it.
Yeah, as I say, like if they do it that way, sure. But I'm waiting for more things to come out about it before I pass full judgment. As it stands, it's probably good. But to me, the biggest news. Now, I have never played these games, but I recognize that this happening is really cool. Yakuza Like a Dragon getting a show.
Yeah.
I have never played the Yakuza games. They're up there as like games like, damn, I really should play them because they just look so fun.
I do too. I got the remakes of the first two and Zero. I need to like actually sit down and play through them, especially since they're all in Game Pass now.
Oh, they are shit. All right.
Yeah. But I'm with you on that. I need to actually play through all those. Those games look like they're right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
But I did see that they were doing the it's a TV show.
It's coming to Prime, and after the success of Fallout, I think we're going to start seeing more things like this because I know there's been whispers of like a BioShock show and everything like that. But like this, like a dragon, it is a surprise. Like this kind of came out of nowhere, and I'm at a point that despite how weird the games get, I think this could work. I really think this could honestly work as a really funny show. And
have they brought out any plot details for it yet?
That's a very good question. I can set up real quick.
Like, is it going to be its own thing? Is it going to be a part of the continuity?
Yakuza Like a Dragon.
A dragon. Like a dragon. I'm Yakuza, but I'm also like a dragon. I'll stop.
You are like a dragon.
You're like a dragon.
So it's a 6-part series. I don't know if that means 6 episodes, but series story is set between 95 and 2005. Follows the life, childhood friends, and repercussion decisions of fearsome and fearless Yakuza warriors' strong sense of justice and humanity. Let's see. Nothing about like where it falls in the continuity. Is that I'm seeing?
So I'm wondering with it coming out, like they're just straight up coming out with it. I'm wondering if like this has been in development for long enough to where it's like, okay, well maybe it's not going to be on the same level as the Fallout show.
Okay, so there's nothing clear, but I see that the showrunner just talking about like what his idea when writing it, like his mindset about that. It seems like it's going to be in the same world, but much like with like a dragon, a story of Kiryu, like Yakuza 0 or whatnot, it's going to be a separate story in that same style with a whole other claim.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm fine with.
That's fine with. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And I know he's
fine with that.
Emphasizing on the drama, but I think to some extent you got to make it a comedy, but an unintentional comedy. None of the characters need to be doing anything like comedic.
It's all played straight.
Right. Like from what I could tell, and I could be wrong about this, but from what I could tell in the clips I've seen, is that a lot of the humor comes from the fact that all of the actors and characters are doing this serious crime drama in the weirdest fucking Japanese world you could think of.
Yeah. Yeah, like it needs to be played straight, but it's also like what's going on is like way out of the ordinary, but it's just like, oh yeah, this is a normal day for me. Yeah, I'm gonna call my fucking lobster to help me out with beating up these Yakuza assholes, of course.
Hold on, I know a guy, Mr. Pinchy. Get here now.
Because that was one of the summons in the Like a Dragon, the RPG one. It was like you call people up, and one of them's a fucking lobster.
I like this has potential to be, and honestly, even if they don't do the weird route, I do think the writing in Yakuza, like from the clips I've been able to muster, it seems tight enough that they could just get away with a straight drama.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know. It's weird to judge if that would work because I haven't played the games. I, I I just know I have very limited knowledge on this subject, but even with that, I recognize this is probably going to be this. The fact that it is a surprise and the fact that it's happening is huge, and it does have a lot of potential to be another great show. That's I am
Yeah,
excited to
we'll
to
get some
learn more.
quality out of it regardless.
Yeah, and we have release date. It's coming out. Like, yeah, October 24th. Like it's coming out this year. We have a set day, which means since we already got the announcement, we'll probably get a trailer for it probably at the end of summer, if even that late.
We'd have to, right?
Yeah,
Right?
right.
Like that makes sense, yeah.
That would make sense, but uh, but that's yet to be seen. And to answer your question, Griffin, about Save You, is will Bruce Cable be returning? Probably. Like I said, we don't know much about the Sky High sequel. Everything other than it's been announced. Truth be told, there's been more video game news in the past week than anything, and I've been gushing about all of that, like the fact that I could finally freaking pre-order the Wukong game.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do later is catch up on that stuff because the Xbox had their thing today.
yeah, like I tried to pre-order Black Myth Wukong, like very short sidetrack because I know this is a movie podcast. I very briefly tried to pre-order Black Myth Wukong about 2 weeks ago from GameStop,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't on their fucking pre-order list. But Sparking Zero
Yeah.
was, and Sparking Zero comes out like 2 months after, and I was like, what the fuck? That makes no sense. And then finally, and they got the trailer like, all right, pre-orders are now open. This comes out in 2 months. Like, what?
Because Black Myth just announced
Yeah,
that with the release date for it.
so weird. Like I guess
Because that game was so up in the air for so long, they didn't know what they were gonna do for it, and now it's actually coming out.
mm-hmm.
Like they just announced the release date yesterday.
I am excited, and I'm also excited for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. There's a lot of games on the list I want to play, but much like other friends of ours, I'm working on a limited budget. Most of my game budget is coming from other sources, and that's yeah. There's like a few things I can get on Steam or for free on Epic, and console games are I could afford to maybe a third one. Maybe
Okay.
I've already decided on the two I'm getting. Wukong, Black Myth, and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero because the game looks fun, and also they revealed something already, and I want to see it in action in the world. Like if there's like an overview thing or a tree to keep track of it, but they've already confirmed one thing that I really truly wanted to be part of this Dragon Ball game:
Which is?
what if scenarios.
Oh yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. So you saw a trailer where you can either go through the game
yeah.
or just do branching paths and see what happens. Does it make it harder? Does it change
Yeah.
everything? It's like that's awesome. It's just, and I want them to go weird with some of these because I remember weird fights where, like, here's the scenario: Android 16 has to eliminate Goku, so he drains most of his power to go back in time, and now Kid Goku and Android 8 must fight him off. It's like a mini boss fight. Like that's cool. Like go weird
No, it
with this
looks
stuff,
good.
man. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what's guy's gonna feel day with that one, dude? Like I said it in a thing, and I'll say it again. I would lose my shit if Toei just decided to have like a DLC with a lot of the what if characters that Moscow X made. It's like, all right, we got Super Saiyan God Raditz. Here's Super Saiyan Nappa, Anti-Hero Frieza, and it's like.
Oh, just go that hard with it?
Yeah, it's like because Masiko's what ifs, he does a great job. Like Like everyone else, like,
I didn't
oh,
even know that was a thing.
oh yeah, he has long-standing series. But like, what if Raditz turned good? What if my favorite is what if Nappa turned good, because it's one of the few that has a legitimate conclusion. I know it sounds weird, but like, everything felt right, and like I actually cried a little bit at that one. It, oh, but no, moving on. I don't sidetrack too much. Back to movies. We were talking about trailers earlier. Trailer for like a Dragon. We could expect that soon.
Mhm.
Perfect segue to
Mhm.
talk about some trailers that have come out recently. There's two big ones, and try as I might, I can't really think of any more. That can you think
Those are the
of?
only two I could think of. The only
Okay,
two I cared about.
yeah, like I guess first, Alien Romulus. We actually got a trailer, not a little teaser of this happening, but an actual trailer. Oh, I am so excited for this.
Dude, I'm very excited for Alien Romulus.
Oh,
Like, I think trailers can be an art form in of their own, and I wish we could go back to having awesome trailers
yes.
if they're going to be as good as that. Like, Alien seems to be consistently good about their trailers.
Oh yeah.
Um, like even if like the film is bad, like the trailer seems to always be pretty good. But this one looks great. I'm excited how it's going. I love that director. The Evil Dead remake was good. The Don't Breathe was fantastic. And he's going hard with the practical effects on this one too. And like visually, it just looks like a treat. Like even if I hate the movie, I'll be like, at least it was a good looking movie that I watched.
Right.
Like although I think we actually might be so fucking back with when it comes to Alien because like it's been too long.
Yeah, I'll be happy if like I didn't hate Prometheus, but I acknowledge that it's a very confusing and at times a stupid movie.
Uh huh.
I would be satisfied with Alien Romulus if at the very least it's attempting to be scary and the story is tight.
Yeah.
That's a low bar, but if it does both of those things and I get at least an okay movie out of it, I'll consider that a win. I'll consider it the third best Alien film, and I won't give a shit.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. It
Like,
is a low bar. We can't go any further
yeah,
down, I don't think.
yeah, it is a low bar. Like, I don't expect it to be as good or better than the first Alien movie or Aliens. Like that, I think it's foolish to expect anything like that. But it seems from the trailer this is going to be a horror movie, like almost built like a slasher,
Mm-hmm.
just like the
Mm-hmm.
first one, which is great. It seems like there's going to be more than one alien and a bigger crew to like ease the tension, allow them to go different places and have interactions, which is fine. Like there's a lot of unknowns about where the story is going, about who these people are, why they're there. Good. The less I know going in, the better. I now know everything I need to have an idea of this movie, and I agree with you about the trailer. Like this was a great trailer.
Yeah.
Like,
It doesn't give away too much either. It's just enough to keep me going. That's the only. And if I hope they don't release anymore, but if they do, like this is gonna be the only one I watch
yeah,
because it was that good. And I'm like, I'll be there because I was already pretty much sold on like a lot of the stuff they have. Like there's that one. I don't know if you saw that fucking one part where it looks like they're floating helplessly into the alien blood in zero gravity
oh yeah.
towards the end and all that stuff. I'm just like,
Oh,
fuck. I was like, they're gonna start playing on some fucking crazy ass fears. I didn't even think that was possible. Um,
you know what made me most uncomfortable in the trailer though?
what's that?
We got to see the tube from the facehugger slowly going into the dude's mouth. Like,
Oh
no,
yeah, like
I
I
don't
was like,
want to see
no, I
that.
don't see it. No,
No.
get away. Hate that. Yeah, no, I was like, don't like that. I already hate like the idea of like face huggers and like alien reproductive cycles. Like it freaks me the fuck out. Like I don't need to see it. I don't need that much detail.
Look, that's gonna freak out a lot of people, but that's somebody's kink, and I don't want to see it in detail.
Ugh.
But,
Well, the
and
idea of face huggers is terrifying, It's
oh
just like
yeah, like if we got a single face hugger just out and about in the world, just you know how many people are gonna die.
like 10
At least.
at least.
Don't worry, you'll only see it on the big screen. That is true. Like Alien Romulus is for sure going to be a see in the theater kind of movie. Like, there's no ifs,
Oh
ands, or
yeah,
buts
I
about
want to
that.
see that. I want to see that in the theater.
Uh,
I want all the pretty colors injected into my eye sockets.
so the other trailer that came out, I don't know if I'm going to see it in theater, but only because I didn't see the first two. Venom: The Last Dance, and of course I used the picture of the Venom horse from the trailer on my slide for this because
Yeah,
God, that thing is cool.
it's fucking awesome. I really like that trailer, and I
Oh,
hope it's a lot better than the last movie.
I haven't seen the first two. I want to. I'm like much like certain superhero movies. Oh, I see Griffin going ugh in the chat. Yeah, I know you must not care for it, but no, there's clips that make me laugh. Like in the trailer, I love like when they're like, "Who are you? We are Venom." I think that's funny.
Yeah, no, he's a goofball in these in the films and all that, and it's like I haven't watched the first one because I didn't care to watch it because like I guess I'm gonna go ahead and say it too. Is like I don't find these. I can't say anything on the first one. I didn't like the second one though. Um, but like the Venom films are like they're the same quality as like the crappy comic book films we got back in the early 2000s. Like it's on like the same level as like
Oh,
Daredevil
oh,
and all that. Yeah, I'm talking about those.
oh.
But like people for some reason have just latched on to these films for some fucking reason. I don't know why. Um, but I mean that's just how I feel about him. But I mean, like
Hmm.
would like it to lean into how goofy it is and be fun with it for the third one. But the second one didn't do me any favors on quality. And I know everyone's like, well, you can't say anything about the first one. I'm like, okay, well, I know I haven't seen it. I'll fucking watch it eventually. Yes, I get it. All right. I heard that's good. But like I wasn't a fan of the second one.
Yeah, the only thing I could say about the movies based on not seeing them is the effects on the symbiotes themselves, that goop. I mean, we know it's going to be
The CG
CG.
looks
Yeah, the
good.
CG looks good.
It actually looks very good.
Like, to be honest, it's to talk about something we touched on when we were doing remakes last time. Uh, the CG of the they use for the symbiotes before they fuse or little things moving around. To me, that's like what a blob would look like in modern movies. And why I don't know if I necessarily want a blob movie. Does that make sense? Like, because yeah, they look good small, but like imagine either that thing moving really slowly as a giant, just little blah blah blah, or if it moves that fast and it's big, and then it just feels like, oh well, we're fucked. I don't know, like side
Hmm.
tangent, but no, like the CG did look good for them. Uh, I think it has some moments that seem funny from the trailers. Like I said, like the "We're Venom" from Venom 3, like that. I don't know,
Yeah.
that gave me a chuckle. Everything with Mrs. Chen, just how much she just doesn't take any of Venom's crap. Like that's okay. That seems like a funny
Hmm.
character. Um, I, I guess no, God, if you say they're like the '90s, I think Sony with these movies, they're just missing the bar. Because let's see, we had the Venom movies, we had Madam Web, and after the clips I watched, ooh, ooh, Madam Web. But
Yeah.
good luck,
And they
Craven.
think Craven and they push back Craven because they wanted everyone to be able to go see it. And I'm just like, okay.
Good luck, Craven.
All right.
I, it. This is a weird world where I, I, I'm scared to see the Venom movies because I don't want to end up saying that the best of these movies is Morbius, but that's starting to turn into what I'm gonna have to end up saying about like these.
I mean, the Venom movies that I watch were leagues above like Morbius and fucking
Okay,
Madam Web. If I'm being honest, those are below that. Like, so that I would consider those like on par as like a fucking what's a bad comic book movie?
Steel.
I will say they're not nearly like that. Like, yeah,
Well,
yeah, probably. But they're a whole different kind of bad. Like but those are like entertaining bad.
Yeah.
Like some of the Madam Web stuff was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like how much she just does not give a fuck that she's in that film is so fucking funny.
the ADR scenes. I'm not gonna get over the fucking shitty ADR scenes.
The
I
awful
saw.
ADR that
Oh
was
my.
obvious that like it was supposed to be a totally different story entirely, and then like once the film was done, they had to basically ADR different lines because that ADR was rough. Oh my god, yeah.
Oh. God.
And then like
Good luck Venom.
evil
3.
Spider-Man's an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck Venom 3. Good luck Craven. I'll just stick with Deadpool, Wolverine in July, I guess. God, that is fast approaching.
Yep. I'm sure I'll watch them eventually.
The Spider-Verse movies will have to keep faith in Sony intact. Agreed. I think they're just padding. I have theories about like what the MCU is building in on up to. They're dealing with multiversal shit, and they've already kind of crossed the boundary by having Venom appear in No Way Home, only briefly as a cameo and not actually interact, which sucks. God, I know. I mean, not the movie. The movie didn't suck. The movie was great, but I hate that there was not another interaction between Venom and Spider-Man beyond just the weird licking the TV thing.
Yeah. And that's all we got.
Yeah. But because they've already kind of crossed that boundary, I am wondering if we're gonna kind of use like what some big multiversal war bullshit to bring like all these like this version of Venom and Madam Web and fucking bring Vulture back and all this, so like as tertiary characters and some I don't fucking know. I also want to see Tom Holland Spider-Man punch Madam Web in her stupid fucking face. But you know,
I don't know what they're doing. Who knows what the fuck they're doing over there at Sony with these stupid movies, because they have nothing to do with each other and they want to make things work with each other. It's Sony. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They have some of the worst films that are coming out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they did do one weird crossover I was not expecting, and because it's again a little bit of a spoiler if you haven't played the game yet, but in Spider-Man 2, the PS4 PS5 game, there is a side mission that if you complete it, there's a little portal that opens that actually as soon as the portal opens, everything in there is like the graphics from the Spider-Verse movies of a new character, like as like a teaser of what's to come.
Really
And like it was a cool little thing. Like you're collecting like these weird spider bots from like different multiverses, and some of them are references to like Spider Ham and Spider Noir. And once you collect them all, there's this new character, and she always like tell him, if you see Miguel, tell him I said hi. And she closes the portal, and you know, and all the game here does is, who's Miguel?
yeah. Yeah, who the fuck? That's so funny.
Like I said, like to me, that's a fun little cameo and a fun little teaser. Like but it does tell me that they are building to something, and the only thing to me that makes sense is the MCU and their multiversal shenanigans. Like I know there's like a weird deal with Sony, and Tales are unknown. I know Sony doesn't want to give up Spider-Man rights because they're cash cow.
It's their cash cow. Yeah.
They can't be bothered to learn how to use anything else, so but I don't know. But I guess without further ado, might as well get to the main event of the day. Let's talk about Tim Burton.
Woo! Tim Burton, my favorite guy.
My favorite weirdo.
He's a guy.
Can you think of a Tim Burton movie that isn't defined by just surreal? That's a fucking word I should have used in the title. Surreal is a much better word to describe him. Ooh, Timothy Burtonitus. Yes.
Good old Timothy Burton. What would you say about him?
I think that he's just a weird guy. It's not like Charles Band. Like Charles Band, he's basically like a kid playing with his toys. I think Tim Burton. I think he plays with character writing and scenery, and he hopes everything else falls into place.
Yeah, he's more about the look
Yeah,
and less the rest.
yeah.
I guess is yeah. I would probably put him up there with if I'm being honest, I would probably put him up there with like Ridley Scott, where it's like I like visually what they got going on. I just never thought their movies were that amazing.
Right.
I know, funny talking about how we were talking about how I'm excited for Alien and all that stuff because, like, honestly, that's like one of Ridley Scott's better films.
Yes.
But like I think they both are really good about world building and then like their sets and all that stuff and being very creative visually.
So I think what Tim Burton is a bit of a where he falls short. I think yeah, if he's great at set design, he's great at just making things look like there's just if you were to say Tim Burton, you have a style of how things look, be it characters or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's good at making this surreal imagery or these real stylized scenes. I would also argue he's good at writing for individual characters. Like he's good at bringing depth to an individual character and letting us know an individual character's story. Where he falls short is when those characters have to interact. And that's when he needs the aid of like other producers, other writers, other directors to really like flesh it out. Take Nightmare Before Christmas, for instance. If you look back at that movie, everyone knows the visuals, everyone knows all the characters were memorable as hell. We Jack is fleshed out. We get Jack Skellington and we get Sally. But like there was not a lot of interaction between like them and the other people of the town aside from like the mayor. There really isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell like other writers were involved to just like make everything about them feel natural and pushed back to allow Jack to shine. That's probably why Nightmare is his best movie because there was like Tim Burton like he made like here's these two or three characters. There's Jack, Sally, Santa Claus, and Oogie Boogie. Let's focus on them because even side characters, if he has an excuse, he also has like a weird ADD. It's like, oh look, it's the three kids. Ooh, maybe they have this bathtub. Like, what's something else interesting I could give these? Like, if you let him linger too long with a character, he'll give them something interesting, and just pad the time, and it might start to meddle with stuff.
That's probably why he didn't direct it.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, no, yeah, for like I know, yeah, he definitely helped write it and all that stuff, and definitely worked on basically the whole general story. But yeah, I think he having a different director definitely probably reined it in.
Yes, he needs a wrangler. I hate to say the guy with such a vivid imagination, but he needs a wrangler. If he's left to his own devices, things get weird.
I could go for all like a lot of directors too.
Yeah,
just like there's so many of them that really need just kind of like no yes men, please for love of God.
Yeah, to me, one of the worst examples of like don't let Tim Burton be Tim Burton sometimes is the Alice in Wonderland. He needs a handler like George Lucas needed his wife. Oh
yeah,
no.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was about to say, I was like George Lucas. Everyone fucking was like, oh yeah, cool, let's do it, on like all the fucking prequel films, and like you see how those went. Mm-hmm. Yeah, same with like like you said, those films. The
excuse me,
don't die. I'm dying too. Oh God. Oh,
it's contagious. Don't catch it, chat.
No, you'll catch my death. Fucking. What was I saying? Yeah, Tim Burton. Like, Disney was like, all right, have fun.
Yeah. So
a little too much fun.
I want to preface this, but Alice in Wonderland as a story, I'm not the biggest fan of. I saw the Disney version. It was whatever. There was another live action version I saw as a kid. I think it was also called Through the Looking Glass. The only thing I remember about it was like when what I think was the Jabberwocky, some demon or whatever the fuck, chased Alice back into reality. That's literally the only thing I remember of it. the those films, I like weird stuff, but there's always something about the Alice in Wonderland movies that it's not so much a traditional weird. To me, it was more of an uncomfortable weird. So I never, I don't know, it just kind of, I never got into it. I get when I heard that Tim Burton was doing Alice in Wonderland, I decided, let's give it a shot. Maybe he can make it the right kind of weird. But first off, those movies are dark, like visually dark, sometimes hard to look at. For a place called Wonderland, I swear the Fallout show had more color.
Yeah,
but
I remember that from that first one. What, was it just called Alice in Wonderland? That's all it was called.
It was just called Alice in Wonderland, and
because I never watched the sequel.
And some characters looked fine.
Wait,
like,
did I?
Did you? Like, I saw.
Did
I know.
Watch Through the Looking Glass.
Don't. Don't watch Through the Looking Glass.
Just don't watch it.
Just don't. It's not worth it.
I'm trying to remember if I did. Did that one have the Jabberwock in it?
No, only the first one did.
Okay, then yeah, I didn't watch.
But
Through the Looking Glass.
So yeah, you watch the first one, and like some character designs were fine. I kind of like his design for Cheshire Cat. I know some people don't; they prefer the Disney one. But like, I don't know if Cheshire Cat I see as like just a trickster smartass who doesn't. Yeah, he's probably good somewhere deep down, but more so than anything else, he just wants to fuck with people. So seeing that kind of halfway sinister smile and just as someone you look at and say, "Oh, he's a kind of creepy piece of shit." I don't know. That seems to fit his character. Like, I don't know. It was fine, but that movie is what kind of started me to understand why I think he's good at writing individual characters, but he needs that wrangler to rein him in. And it's when he's dealing with pre-existing IPs, like with Nightmare Before Christmas. He had nothing to work with. He had a blank slate and he got to go off. That's why he was able to make like Jack Skellington, all these characters that are memorable to this day. But with Alice in Wonderland, even though I have a bit of a disdain for it, characters like Alice and the Mad Hatter, they are pre-existing. They already have stories. You want to add a little bit of flair, it's fine. But I swear to God, he added a whole movie's worth of backstory to this is why the Mad Hatter is mad. And I don't know, why? It feels unnecessary.
Wait, so they tried explaining like a lot of stuff?
Yeah. Like
instead of it just being like, this is just a fucking wacky world?
Yes.
Just roll with it?
Yeah. Yeah, like, they were trying to make a Narnia movie, I swear to fucking God. Because when Alice slays the Jabberwocky...
Oh my God! Yeah. You're right!
Yeah, yeah.
whenever you put it that way, no, you're absolutely right.
They're like Tim Burton just wanted to make an Alice in Wonderland Narnia movie, and it did not work. He saw like, what if we take this? It's like, what if we take this vanilla cake and turn it into a roast beef sandwich? Like he's like that no. Like he just
that's one way to put it. Yeah.
I couldn't think of an analogy. I'm sorry. I'm fat. It's the first thing that came to mind. But no, he just wanted to make one thing that it's a already weird story, and all of the creativity from Alice in Wonderland, all of this, anything that could be symbolic, is from the weird stuff she sees. They are nonsensical. Like, it is my understanding that one of the things people look into Alice in Wonderland and see is it is a allegory for drug use or like puberty or just acceptance, stuff like that. So the things Alice sees are just, they're meant to be nonsensical and weird, not to be explained. Like, they're just weird. They don't, like, I don't need a 2-hour backstory on how the Mad Hatter makes his hats to know why he's sad. That's just unnecessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Like, you just explaining it, I'm just like, this is dumb. What the fuck are you doing?
And to me, like, a bigger one is that there's a half-ass explanation that's not really an explanation to why the Queen of Hearts has a big head.
Why does she have a big head?
Because she's big-headed. She has a big ego. That's the joke. End of story. But that's not what Tim Burton does. Like
What does he do?
she got so mad and internalized her anger so much it literally inflated her head or something. I don't fucking remember the details, but like he gave a backstory to it. Like,
Okay.
yeah, not everything has to have a backstory. Sometimes it could just be a metaphor or wacky. Exactly. That's why, like, Tim Burton isn't always the best at some of these IPs. Is he tries to he's good at making backgrounds. He's good as a producer, but don't let him go too far. Don't, like he'll look at the movie and like, but why is the Mad Hatter like this? But what if Alice has armor? And he'll just start doing weird shit. He needs a wrangler. Did you know that when you microwave a hot pocket, it becomes hot? But why does it become hot? What secrets are hiding within the cheese? Because you microwave.
That's it. That's the movie. That is actually the film.
And apparently Alice Through the Looking Glass, awful movie. Like, take all those weird ideas, ramp them up to 11. There is one thing I remember about Alice Through the Looking Glass that I truly think is a creative idea that I don't know if it was in the books or not. Because and if it wasn't, cool. That to me just further proves. If it's not, it proves my point that he's great at making his own original characters. Is they have this Clock King guy? It's just timekeeper. I do not remember his name. Sacha Baron Cohen's character. He does deal with time, like past, future, present, etc. Okay. And he maintains like this big temporal clock tower. And he has this little robot assistants, and they're not uniform. Think like the robots from Robots. They're like working in the scrapyard. They're like really little crude, rudimentary little shits like that. A whole bunch of things like that. And they call him his seconds. Now, one cool thing that's really creative about his character, when he had to ward off like the people who went to go see him and stop him, and he just comes out, time isn't with you. And you just see all the robots gather behind him. Seconds become minutes, and they converge like into the size of a human. Minutes become hours, and now they're just these colossal golems just chasing them down the walls. Like, that's cool.
That is cool. Like, that does sound cool.
Like, that's like the one thing I remember like positively about that movie is like that is a cool idea. But other than that, it's just more of the same. Awful, just But.
Because I wasn't too impressed with the first one.
No.
I thought it was fine. And very okay. You want to know what the one thing I remember from that film was?
What's that?
Was how irritated I was whenever throughout the whole film, the Mad Hatter talks about his iconic victory dance. Yeah. And then he's like, I'm too sad, so I'm not going to do it. Mm-hmm. And then like the fucking Jabberwock gets fucking murked. He's like, oh, happy day. And then he fucking like fucking default dances like in fucking Fortnite. And I'm just like, that was it. That's the fucking, why? I don't care. Like, why is this? Like, they made it such a big fucking deal. He goes like, he's like, ooh, 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 and then like, it was like this weird CG like dance too. Like, it wasn't even actually him doing it. Like, his fucking head spins around and all that. I'm over here just like, what the fuck? Why?
I just want to see a gif of just the Mad Hatter dance for the movie with the Gwimbly.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, ooh, ooh. Yeah, no, he just does the. I don't know why. Of all the things I remember that movie, I remember how just like this is fucking stupid.
It is.
What the fuck?
I guess if we're gonna go on I want to bring it back to positivity eventually, but while we're on the hate train, and to bring it home with the remakes you talked about. Oh, Planet of the Apes. That was Tim Burton.
Proceed.
So, have you seen Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes?
I watched it in theaters when I was a young lad, and I haven't watched it since.
Not as bad as Alice in Wonderland movies, but that's a low
because
bar.
It had a very good scene of the monkeys like fucking chimping out right before they do their fucking sex ritual thing. I got to watch Helena Bonham Carter in fucking full on chimp makeup. And
who was the other?
Fucking, what was the other one? Who was the other one? Was it Paul Giamatti?
Was it? I swear, I think it was.
Oh, look at this up. Planet of the Apes, 2001. Oh yeah, that's fucking Mark Wahlberg in it too. That's right.
God.
As a guy, was it was it Paul Giamatti? Oh my, Paul Giamatti was in it. So I'm trying to remember. I just remember them fucking like chimping the fuck out right before. And it's like, it was supposed to be,
I remember he was like the orangutan at the, and I think it was the one I'm thinking. I'm gonna look at it. Paul Giamatti, Planet of the Apes. Giamatti, Planet of the Apes. No, okay, he wasn't the one who had sex, but Paul Giamatti. This is important lore. Paul Giamatti was like that. Was an orangutan that kind of went with people, went with the hero at one point, and was just kind of a crass asshole.
hole, if you will.
Yes. Oh my god.
I will say though, the makeup was very impressive in that movie.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I don't think they've been able to get back up on that level in a while.
No, like I think that's why they went CG with the Dawn and Rise and whatnot, because like I think they realized no, we're not going to match that physical makeup, and if we even if we try, people are going to conflate us to that movie. Let's try to do our own thing, and I really think that was a big deciding factor to why they really went with CG in the new Planet like Dawn War Rising Kingdom, and decided like let's perfect this. It's good, but yeah, makeup outstanding. I agree. Makeup in that movie was outstanding. While most of it did follow the book, I think that's why like we had. I think Tim Burton had a Wrangler because so much of it followed the book, and he did.
It was Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
No, no.
Writing was nowhere near the. Yeah. Like the broad strokes followed the story. But you could see from like all the little interactions, like the weird monkey sex ritual, them worshiping the space ape as a god or whatever the fuck that was. Um, it seems like there's a lot of little influences of Tim Burton, just adding a little extra Tim Burton spice to an already
spicy
like
film.
It's a movie that could have standed to be less weird. And maybe Tim Burton wasn't the right person. But you brought up that if Tim Burton's a producer or just basically the idea guy, what other people implement, that's when he gets his best work. One of my favorite movies of his, aside from Nightmare Before Christmas, is Corpse Bride.
Yeah, dude, Corpse Bride's the shit.
And I don't know if this is a Mr. Burton, please stop adding ravioli sauce to my cookie dough. But how else will we make the ravioli cookies for the queen?
No, please, sir. I want more of whatever the fuck this is out of it. I don't need ravioli sauce. I need butter.
Looking up wait. What? Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
I'm holding.
Before I talk about Corpse Bride, I looked up a list of things that Tim Burton has done. Did he do Mars Attacks?
Yeah, Tim Burton did Mars Attacks, dude.
Holy shit. Okay, there we go.
That's the good shit.
Ooh, that might be.
Mars Attacks is the good shit.
That is good shit. So yeah, Mars Attacks and Corpse Bride are my favorite Tim Burton movie. Well, that and the original Batman, of course. The Keaton.
Of course. The Keeter.
The Keeter. Now,
Michael's Keaton's.
Actually, that Batman I think is a weird exception. I think because it was so early in his career, and he was probably like baby stepping it and didn't go too far out of the norm. I think that's an example of an IP that like a pre-existing IP that he could be a little bit flexible with, and he wanted to just like they wrote the little ideas like let's change the Joker a little bit like this, make him a little creepy, and just he switched it up just enough. And I wish he kept doing that, just change it just enough, because the '89 Batman was great. Like, there's no hyperbole. It was just great.
I thought it was fine.
Blasphemy.
It definitely no, we're right, blasphemous. I only because I am more used to I prefer more serious Batman. like we've been getting recently.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it leans enough into like the goofiness of like the Joker and all that stuff. Like this, who doesn't love the scene where he pulls out that huge ass fucking gun and shoots down the bat, the bat wing, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
you also never read the comics.
But I didn't realize it was that going into it because I watched it some time back. I didn't know it was going to be a little more campy.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate it. Like, I still enjoyed it. I was just like, okay, that's fine. But that being said, I fucking love the set design in that movie. Like, again, like Tim Burton showing off how fucking awesome he is when it comes to like set design and all that stuff, and just how fucking awesome Gotham looks.
Yeah. Just give Tim Burton
those movies.
Give Tim Burton some model kits and some arts and crafts, and just build a movie around it. That's the secret right there.
That's the sauce. That is the sauce right there.
No, like, if you let a movie of his, there's one movie of his I haven't seen, and I really feel I should, and that's Frankenweenie. And I mean both versions, the live action short he did and the animated movie. I haven't seen either, and it's weird to me because I every time I look at it, I was like, this feels like it's right up my wheelhouse, but I never did. You know,
it's a stop motion one, right?
Like the new one is stop motion. And I've heard nothing but good things about how it's like dark comedy, very charming kids movie. Like, great.
Yeah.
He did do a short that was live action. Was it a short or was it a full on movie?
I thought that was like one of his first things he did for like his
it was like one
filmmaking.
of
That was like his like first things he ever did.
Oh, yeah,
and then like he went back
and that's on Disney Plus. Ooh, maybe both Frank and Winnie's are on Disney Plus.
Frank and Weenie.
Ooh. He also did Big Fish. I don't know why. I always dismissed Big Fish. I have no idea why.
Is that the one with Ewan McGregor?
Yes.
God, I haven't watched that movie in years. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah. I can't have a clear view on what that is. It's like let's see. He did Sweeney Todd. I give a lot of leeway for Sweeney Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was a play first, right?
I believe it was a musical at first, yes, and he adapted it.
So he already had like I have a feeling that he would have a lot of... Yeah, it
was a musical back in 1979.
Yeah, I think he had a lot of restrictions about like, just tell the musical story, go ham with the set design, and just let Johnny Depp do a pretty good Sweeney Todd. I know people dog on that relationship of Johnny Depp and Tim Burton, but like, Johnny Depp did good as Sweeney Todd. I don't know.
Sweenerson Todd.
I also haven't seen the play, so I don't know what to compare it to, but I liked it. But no, like going to original points, Mars X and Corpse Bride. I like Corpse Bride because of how mean spirited it is, and I know it sounds.
Oh my god, I forgot how mean spirited that movie was.
Yeah. And I think this is a hot take, but I keep finding more and more people that agree with me. He should have stayed with the Corpse Bride at the end.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because they actually, had conversations and connected. And I truly believe that they actually learned that they actually do have a bit in common and they do love each other.
Yeah.
And the movie would have been...
He should have stayed with the dead chick.
Yeah. And I, honestly...
Necrophilia is right. No.
the way I see it is it would have made it a better cautionary tale. Because how he basically was able to defy his parents and find his own happiness with the Corpse Bride, but the girl he was arranged to marry just couldn't and didn't. So yeah, it would have been a bad end for her, but like it would have been a cautionary tale about why you should just follow your dreams. Family be damned if they don't.
Yeah,
agree
follow your dreams, son.
Just follow your dreams, even if they lead you 6 feet under.
Even.
It would have been a morbid...
Even if you have to bang a dead girl, it's like, yeah.
It would have been a morbid ending, but like thematically, it would have been appropriate. And to me, that's like Tim Burton at his best. It's like, yeah.
Do you think that might have been the original idea too?
Probably,
Is that,
honestly.
but then they were like, hold on, this is a kids film. We gotta
Oh,
make sure, like, it's on a positive note.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it felt weird. It felt like they changed like just at the last minute. Like I think everything was the same up until like that one dude died. You know, the villain dude.
Yeah, the Killer Man.
And then that because that's kind of when the corpse bride decided to like hand him off. It's like I think at that point it would have been just a peaceful like passing of the torch, and she'd be like, "I do want to stay with her. I am sorry." I think that was the original idea. Maybe test audience or sort of like, "No, but what about this actress? Then no one's going to be happy
What
now.
about her?
But what about the little kids? What message will they get? Follow your dreams."
We'll change it. Fuck.
I don't know. It's a great movie, and it has like I wish one part of it was different, and that took us to me that it would have made it better. But it's still good. Mars Attacks.
I
I
think,
don't,
yeah, regardless, yeah,
yeah,
it's still an excellent film. But yeah, no, Mars Attacks, though.
yeah,
That's some good cheese.
that
That's some good shit.
that's that good cheese. That's some cheddar right there.
That was the first film I watched where I was like, oh my god, all these actors that I really like are all fucking dying.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone fucking dies in that movie. Almost everyone dies
Everyone.
in that movie, and it's also has a like an all-star cast too.
Oh yeah.
Like
It,
fucking watching Jack Black like thinking he's gonna like do something and he just gets fucking zapped immediately is like little me was just inconsolable.
no, JD, no.
No, not him. No, it's like and everyone just dies like from one way or reason or another. It's just like everyone gets blown up. Everyone gets turned into something. It's great.
I'm trying to figure out what Tim Burton, aside from designing the aliens in the ship, what he would have done in that movie because it's not stylized. I, I wonder if they did just call Tim Burton like just design some weird cool aliens.
Well, they were so Mars. The movie was based off these collectible cards that you could get back in the '60s,
Really? Hold up.
and they became actually no, not I think the '50s. No, because that's when this takes place. Um, and it got a lot of flack because of how violent they were,
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I'm looking at the cards now.
and so basically it's like this was like I would argue this is kind of what EDF was based off of because it was just like they eventually like go to Mars themselves and like blow it up and shit, and like they have like giant bugs that attack people, but like there was like they were super violent. um and like so like of course it was kind of around the time when like the everyone was like, oh, comic books bad for children, look at these card games, look how violent and disgusting they are, kind of thing. And now they're just really hard to find now because they're massive collectibles now. But that's what they're based off of, is just these like collectible cards, and they're just like, all right, let's just make a fucking movie out of them.
Fuck yeah. Oh, like there's actually a few movies on this list that I didn't know he was a part of, and they're also in my list of like I kind of want to see these. Um, Big Fish. Like I feel bad about dismissing that movie, but because I saw a clip recently where the main character's talking to like a giant or something, and like at the like the village keep giving him like virgin offerings, and he's just like, but I don't want any of it. Just get hungry and I sorry.
Oh yeah, who wasn't that guy like played by like an actual like really tall dude?
Yes, yes, it was, and I don't remember his name, but like I love the solution. It's just like, well, I think a big guy like you needs to be in the big city. You can get well out here. You can get like pizzas the size of your head, and it's like, whoa. I don't know. It it just seems like a wholesome kind of movie. And it's like, why did I sleep on this? Seems cool, but
I
like,
remember I watched clips of it. I say clips, like I watched like it here and there because my parents were watching it at the time back when the movie came out on like DVD and all that stuff, and I was like, I wasn't interested in the movie, but visually, again, very nice looking movie.
Imagine if they started printing Mars Attacks
I
cards
just remember,
again.
right?
You know, devaluing
All the scalpers.
cards everywhere, like the Black Lotus resurgence, dude. Oh man. They'll bring MTG into this stuff. Oh gosh. There, there's so many cards I want. Oh, you remember the old movie cards we had like a million of in the 90s? Or like, get Power Rangers the movie cards. And each card was just like a scene from the movie, like or something.
Yeah, I remember
And
those.
like every movie had like your Power Rangers cards, get your Pee Wee's Big Adventure cards, get your Beetlejuice cards.
My Beetlejuice cards, of course. I remember the only movies like after that would do that. I remember when they came out the Yu-Gi-Oh movie.
Yeah.
You got like rare like special cards.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I remember those things. And usually they were kind of like in tandem with what was it? Fucking oh my god. Usually like McDonald's like stuff. Like,
And
am I right? Like, am I right in saying that? Like,
you're
I
right. Like
specifically remember
most of them came out in Happy Meals, but there were still collections, and there's still unopened packs. Like there's a little hobby shop down the road from me. They have, oh god, what movie is it? They have Garbage Pail Kids, but like there's another movie. The movie cards they have. It's an 80s. I don't fuck it, but I found out the hard way that those cards they don't sell for much. They're one of the most pointless collectibles ever existed. Because when I had a binder full of Pokemon cards and I sold them to another comic book place, I was able to sell like all the Pokemon cards and few Yu-Gi cards in that binder for I think like bucks or something. And we priced out all the movie cards I had because I had a bunch for like Power Rangers and I think like the stack, like the giant stack, like 100 plus cards, is like 75 cents. They aren't worth shit.
damn,
Yeah,
that's a shame.
yeah. At that point, it's like I would have fucking kept them then because to me, they were cool if you were into the movie because it wasn't just a scene from the movie. Some of them maybe like turn in the back and there was like a little fun fact about like the production crew or something. I thought that's cool, but that's also probably why they didn't catch off because like a little 8-year-old Jimmy over there, he doesn't care about what the camera operator did besides that movie. He cares about the Power Rangers. So I get it,
Right.
but I think those if that's what's on the card, I think they'd work better at conventions. Weirdly enough, you know.
Oh no, they absolutely would. But we don't even have anything like that anymore either. At like conventions and stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah, everything is changing. We're getting old.
We are getting old. We're getting ancient.
Charlie,
No fun allowed. Your nostalgia is now consumable.
Tim Burton's Charlie and the
money.
Chocolate Factory is almost 20 years old now. I'm sorry.
That was a film.
Yes, it was.
I liked the one thing I liked about that film over the original one was how you got to see what happens to the children after the fact.
Yes.
I think that was the only thing that movie had going over that other one.
Yeah, because Lord knows, to go back to like Tim Burton goes too far in explaining character backstories for like individual characters to the point where it muddies the plot of the whole thing. We don't care why Willy Wonka cares so much about candy and why he had an abusive dentist father or something. This is
What?
Yeah, you remember that shit?
No.
Yeah.
Was that how that went?
Yeah. This is Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. What we got was
I need to watch that again. It sounds like because I do not remember that.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck?
What we got was fucking what's his damn it, I just said his name. Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka having PTSD featuring Charlie and his uncle. That's basically the movie. Yeah, the Willy Wonka's dad was played by Christopher Lee.
Uh-huh.
It was weird.
I love filmmaking, dude.
I do too.
Just you here, you're like, oh yeah, he was played by Christopher Lee. I was like,
That's,
yes. A classic.
I can shit on Tim Burton films all day because there's so many jokes you can make at the expense of a lot of these. But yeah, just as you get a bad one like Alice in Wonderland, you also get a good one like Ed Wood. For every Planet of the Apes he does a Mars Attacks. It's a split bag with him. And,
Hmm.
and even if it has a bad movie, to your point, I appreciate that we live in a world where these weird ideas were put to screen, no matter how
Yeah.
good or bad they were. So even though it's so easy to make fun of him, even though like some of his movies are bad, and I will proclaim to the heavens how bad they are, I will always appreciate that Tim Burton just went the extra mile to give us his weird ass vision for these movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm not going to sit here and bash on anyone that likes any of these films. You are more than welcome to like them. They're just not usually my cup of tea because I look for something else in films.
Yeah.
Although, but I give credit where credit's due. You got that visual going. You got that down. So, because like I know a lot of people that like her are just like, but I love Nightmare on Elm Street, but in Elm Street, Jesus Christ. Before Christmas, I love all these people that love all his films, like Beetlejuice is great. Like that's just a classic. Um, and one of those things, like you said, is like he just does really well when he makes his own original stuff. Um,
Oh.
yeah, no, we're not shitting on your stuff. We're not shitting on what you like. You
Oh.
like what you want.
I see
But understand, there's a reason I don't like it either.
I see two other movies that he did in previous that I have not seen. Oh no.
Which is
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. and and that
he had a hand in that.
he was the producer, and he was also a producer in the movie Nine, which is also one that I kind of want to see, but and never.
Oh my gosh, I think we're gonna have to sit down and watch 9 because I don't know
Now,
if I actually sat down and watched that.
here's a movie that I remember being really fucking weird but weirdly but really good. James and the Giant Peach.
That was a film.
Yes, it was. The one thing like I remember broad strokes about that movie, but the one detail I remember because of how weird it was the rhino. The
The
rhino will get
Rhino.
you. Like that's how the aunts threaten James. It's like the rhino will get you. It's like it's basically like the clouds come to life as a rhino that chase him. It's
God, that
so
just goes to show how fucking long it's been since I watched that movie because I have no idea what you're talking about.
like I remember the rhino is specifically how the ladies would say it's like you better behave or the rhino will get you. So like even as a kid I was like that's fucking weird.
Why would you say that?
Ugh, I got some water. Oh my god, it's just no matter what. He did a music video. What the fuck? Tim Burton did the music video for Linkin Park's Powerless.
Really?
For those who have seen it,
Huh.
is it surprising to know that or no?
Yeah, are we just now finding out about this now, or is this like something we should have known forever?
The fabled Sky Bison gobbled your parents, James. Yes, that's it. That's it, my God. Oh, the big hell. He was a producer or an executive producer in the Wednesday show, and apparently that's good. Haven't watched it yet. Listen, if Linkin Park can get their own Gundam, they can get their own Tim Burton music video. Linkin Park has a Gundam?
Yeah, what? Lincoln Park has a Gundam? A Gungam?
A Gungam?
Gungam?
Gungam.
We might have had this conversation actually. I think we had this conversation.
Tim Burton is attached on a. Hold on. Yeah, he's attached on a remake of 50 Foot Woman. I'll have to look that up in a bit because I'm not seeing it on IMDb. But if it's just in the pre-planning stages, anything could happen because
Right.
other movies have been like this could happen, and just nothing has come of it, like the Bioshock show. Or I think it was heavily rumored that before we got the Halo show, the first draft of that was years before, and all of the cost and effects and suits went up to make District 9, which, if you know what the aliens look like in that movie, Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could see it. You could see it.
You have this conversation with many. I don't doubt it, Butch. But I guess there. I don't want to draw it too long because I think I kind of reached a consensus that he has a mixed filmography, but we all appreciate Tim Burton's weirdness. I think we could agree on that, right?
Oh yeah, no, we can agree on that 100%.
So I think that's the best time as ever to switch to the wheel.
The wheel of filmography.
Now, most of the things have not changed. It says this: man weird, film's weird, get a haircut, you bozo. Yeah, yeah. Get a okay, yeah. Get a haircut for the love of God, Tim Burton.
Yeah.
He is how does he look homeless in every picture he's in?
That's a secret. That's a secret of good filmmaking. Always look like you're homeless.
With topics for the wheel, most of which have remained the same. Anime films, 80s horror, movies you want to see in theaters, be it like you missed them too young or just didn't get the chance or other whatever. To replace Tim Burton, took a suggestion from the chat. Despite his rage, he's still Nicolas Cage. If we land on that, we're going to talk about the man, the myth, the Cage. So let's see if it lands on that. But of course, but other than that, we got What the Fuck Did I Just Watch? Hand drawn Disney films, video game movies, and uh, Roger Corman, the King of Cult. So without further ado, let us should I shuffle these before, or should I just go ahead and spin it?
Spin that bad boy.
Spin that bad boy.
Fuck his shit up.
True random. All right, let's go. I'm gonna look. There's one of two I'm hoping for, but I'm not even gonna look because I know you want them too, and I want you to get what you want. Movies you want? Okay.
I like that one. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. I'm not upset. I'm not upset at all.
So
I'm not angry.
Yeah, the theme or
no.
Dude, one of these days I'm gonna put that on twice, just anime films, and I'm gonna make it all anime films or 80s films. Just but the theme for this one, we're gonna talk about movies that we never saw in theaters, but we want to. Maybe they came out in theaters when we were too young and they've never been re-released, or they came out after and we just missed the opportunity. Like these are films that are deserving to watch. We think are deserving to see on a big screen. We're gonna obviously because of short notice, we didn't have time to get a guest in here. We're gonna try to get someone else in here. I think I have some people I want to ask about this, but yeah, she saved here by a mile. But Butch, do you wanna get in here next time and explain, bad boy?
Yeah.
Want to sit on this?
Explain.
Want to sit your sexy butt down in this reserve chair next time? Absolutely not. There's a few people we could have no, but yeah, that's a good that's a good theme. But we can it's kind of open to think on that. But before we go ahead and close things off, now that we're back on to the wheel, as said in the beginning, there is a new segment I'm toying with. I do want everyone's general opinions on it. Please either put it in chat when I post this to YouTube, leave it in the comments, or just upload it. Yeah, I do want to hear everyone's thoughts. The idea is to start something called the Kollection with a K because we're quirky. This is basically what the Criterion Collection, what we think it should be. These are we need to include films that aren't just like high quality, something like There Will Be Blood or something like that. These are films that, for whatever reason, should be remembered, should be preserved. Maybe they changed the game in some form or fashion. I said it before as an example. I'm going to keep saying it. The first Matrix movie, I think, would be included in this list because no matter what you feel about the quality, it changed the game for VFX and it's earned this place as something we should remember. Obviously, there's modern films that have hit that milestone, like Godzilla -1. Definite quality. Everyone should see that. But again, not just objectively good films. These could be films that are just kind of fine, but they do one aspect really well. Maybe they just like started a trend in filmmaking, good for film history. That's the idea. Is every episode we would start uh, adding one or two movies to an ever growing collection of films that me, Kitty, our guest, and the community believe should be just the best of the best films that we think are always be preserved, always be looked at fondly, should always be remembered and looked to as examples of filmmaking. So, like, if there's an idea you have for it, or what you think of the idea, please let us know. Do you have any other closing thoughts, Mr. Kitty Man?
There are no wrong answers, only wrong opinions, except mine.
It's true. Kitty Man is always right.
My opinion's always right. Kidding. Jokes aside, no, I love doing this, and I appreciate everyone that likes to come in here, give their 2 cents on everything and whatnot, and listening to us for a little over an hour and a half.
The way you said all opinions are correct, it reminded me of the sketch I saw on YouTube. It's like, there's no wrong answers in my class. The earth is flat. There's one wrong answer in my class. Good job being right, Wrongy Man 9000. Oh,
More like wrong opinion 9000.
Got him.
I've been got.
He has been got. But yeah, this was obviously a shorter episode than the last one we did. But thank y'all for watching. Let me know what you think about the thing, and I'll get some trailers hooked up to put when I post this to YouTube. We talked about a lot of Tim Burton movies, so
We did. I'm tired of Tim Burton.
oh yeah, he won't need to be on the thing for a while. But yes, thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all next time we do this. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.